Previously on The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Well, I think we've had the biggest revelation of the entire series so far. We've gone from Father Gabriel to Bachelor Gabriel. The appearance of Father Gabriel. What the actual hell, man? It was super amazing to see Gabriel. Morning lovebirds, and you see friggin' Jadis that's just like sitting there, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell, man? Man, we have been watching Jadis for so many years. Like, she is a huge character to lose. She really is. I don't know if that's with y'all, but that's how I felt, at least. I was like, holy crap, man. Like, Jadis is dead. You have Rick that proposes to Michonne. They know they're going to go in the CRM, and God knows what's going to happen then, you know? Wow, so Rick is back with Michonne, the CRM is done, and Rick is back with Judith and RJ. I mean, what could possibly be anything else? I mean, we honestly have reached the end of Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes. It's Morgan Jones. Man, I'm gonna come and look for you, whether you're at Alexandria or not. I will leave this message every morning at dawn, and I'll leave the walkie on for a few minutes after.
Well, Gimple, back to the drawing board, buddy. Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe. This one's our review for what feels to be like the series finale of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This is my review for episode 6, titled The Last Time. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video for today. This one's going to be doing another video for the Walking Dead universe. This one's my review for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, episode 6, titled The Last Time. So, is it the last time? Is it the last time? Well, we'll have to see, of course. But, alright guys, so The Ones Who Live, the show we've been waiting to see for the last damn near 6 years. I mean, honestly, it's been a long time. We finally have the wrap-up of Rick Grimes. So, I put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this because obviously, I wanted to make sure that you guys didn't, watch this first and then watch the episode because you don't want this episode spoiled for you, I'll say that. So how do we feel about the conclusion of Rick? How do we feel about the conclusion of the story? I gotta tell you, I loved it. I really did. Now, I do have problems with this episode and I do have flaws with the episode as much as it pains me to say. But I thought it was a great conclusion for Rick's character. And if this is the end of Rick, I loved it. I really did. But there are things that I do think could have been done better in this episode. There are things that I think they could have definitely improved on. And it kind of sucks because I wanted to give this episode a perfect 10 out of 10. I do think it's a phenomenal episode, but I think there were some things that they rushed. I think there were some things that weren't done in the way that they should have. And I think we should get the elephant out of the room first before we get into the full episode. Rick is back with Judith and RJ at the very end, which is to me the perfect way to end it because you needed that reunion. It was very emotional to see that reunion between them, and it was incredible. It really was. It was incredible to see Rick make it back home, to see him and Michonne meet Judith again, and then obviously Rick meet RJ for the first time was just phenomenal. And again, I love it because Judith even says, she's like, Dad, like, I knew you were alive. I just knew. And Michonne's like, yeah, you told me to go look for him. You said you better go look for him, and RJ's like, are you the brave man? And Rick's just like, yeah, but you can call me Dad, I mean, man, that got to me, man. I'm not gonna lie, that really did. That really hit home. But yeah, that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. They really did a great job on the reunion. But now let's talk about everything else because this episode, man. Oh my god, it left me so torn. It really did. Because, like I said, I really enjoyed the family reunion and I really enjoyed the episode in general, but there's a lot of things that I'm just like, oh my god, like, why are we speeding through this? Like, it felt so quick. And that's the main thing I'm going to say about this finale. It was rushed, and I have to admit, it was very rushed. And the Judith reunion and the RJ reunion, perfection. I wouldn't change a thing about that. But the CRM and the build-up and the shows and everything we've seen about them in The World Beyond, in the Fear the Walking Dead, and, in every other, Walking Dead property. I mean, this has been a group that's been hyped up since 2017, like since the Jadis days in the junkyard, and they're just done. this episode. They're just done. Like, that's it. So I don't know, man. I feel a little bit gypped on that. I'm not going to lie to you, because basically this is how the episode starts, right? You've got Rick and Michonne. They're laying together, right, in bed or whatever, and they're talking about certain things. And anyway, you've got Rick that makes his way back, and he puts his hands up. He goes in, and Rick basically goes in there so that they can destroy the dossier that Jadis has and get the echelon briefing, right? That's the mission. And you have a few scenes where Rick's kind of connecting with Pearl Thorne. They're kind of talking and stuff. She's surprised to see him alive and stuff. And, Thorne in this episode kind of becomes a thorn in our side, if you will. She kind of becomes a pain in the ass because, she's not fully buying everything that Rick's saying. But anyway, you've got that, and basically you've got Michonne that sneaks in to Jadis's, office, and basically we see all these, paintings and all these things that she has. One of them was Gabriel, which I thought was pretty cool. And Michonne finds the file on Alexandria and on, her and Rick, and she rips it into pieces and throws it away and makes sure that nobody can find it. Anybody, can't put it back together or anything like that. So I love that scene. And she kills a guard in the process too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I like that. Now, in terms of Rick, so he meets up with Beal, right? You get a bit of a convo between the two of them, and then you get, in my opinion, one of the biggest scenes of the Walking Dead universe. You get the opportunity for Rick to change things. They sit down, Rick puts his weapons down at the table, and Beal sits there, puts his sword in front, and basically has this discussion with Rick. It's a very long conversation. It's one that we definitely needed because it's the biggest conversation we've been ever looking forward to seeing, what the echelon briefing is. And basically what they end up explaining is that Beal notices, and he has the assumption, that the most that human beings are going to be able to survive with the amount of dead and roaming dead bodies around is 14 years at the most, if that, And the CRM is basically, what the idea of what the CRM is doing is that they know that there's a limited amount of time for humans left out there in the world. So they're trying their best to kill other communities, all the communities we've seen them take out. All the locations we've seen them take out throughout all the years of the Walking Dead universe comes down to this. It sounds like the reason why they do what they do and the reason why they destroy as many things as they destroy, even up to their own alliances like Omaha and the world beyond, explained by Beal, is because they are gathering as many resources as possible to keep the main CRM Civic Republic going. And if they have to take out their alliances to build up their strength more and more to repopulate civilization, then that's what they're going to do. And Major General Beal says that that's why they do what they do, is so because they know the people out there in the world are not going to survive past another 14 years at the most. They are trying to rebuild the world from in there, and yes, they take out others, but they're doing it so that others can live, others can survive. The world may be gone, but Beal is trying to save human lives. That's basically the rundown. So... And they mentioned children too, and I found this one pretty interesting, and it is logical from General Beal, is that certain children they keep alive because children are the future, right? So he's going to keep that alive so this thing can keep going and that they can have more people and more people and more resources and more resources, And he asks Rick, what are some of the hardest things you've done out there? And Rick's like, bite a guy's neck out. And, we go through a lot of, big moments of Rick's character from the beginning, which definitely felt like a conclusion to Rick's character, seeing him kill Shane again, seeing him kill Joe again, showing some of those scenes, it definitely felt like they were wrapping up Rick's character, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But I like the flashbacks. I like how it was done. There were a few plot conveniences in there, like how Michonne snuck in, but Rick had to be let in. Like, Rick had to put his hands up and had to be let in. Michonne just was able to sneak into the facility and just go in there. I'm like, so you mean to tell me Michonne can just sneak into a big-ass facility like that? Yeah, I think not. But anyway, I found that to be a little convenient. I'm not going to lie to you. But point being, we now know what the echelon briefing is. We know what the CRM is doing and why they're doing it, and how they're doing it. I don't think it changes the way we look at the Walking Dead universe. I disagree with that. I think people overhype that a little bit. Now, speaking of overhyped, okay, now this is the part of this episode that I was very upset. I was very upset with it, and I'm still upset by it. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. General Beal gets killed by Rick. Straight up. It just like that. He basically takes his sword, stabs him in the hand, and instead of Rick taking the offer from Beal, because Beal wants Rick to, maybe potentially lead this place by the time that Beal dies. Maybe Rick can take over and be the next, leader of the Civic Republic. But Rick doesn't take that opportunity, and he decides to kill Beal in his office, point blank, period. And it just felt really rushed. It felt really quick. This is a storyline that, like, this is something we've been building to for, like, years of this franchise. Like, they got Terry O'Quinn from Lost. I mean, I'm just trying to rack my brain on why they would do that. I really am trying. And like I said, I know I'm probably going to get hate for that opinion. I know not everybody's going to agree with me. If you like his death, that's fine. I like his death. And you know, that's the part that makes me so split with this, right? I love the fact that Rick overcame all these threats, and the big final antagonist is giving him that okay. And he takes the sword, his sword, and kills him, and brutally looks him dead in the eyes and does it. It's awesome. It's really good. It's a really good scene for Rick's character. Probably one of Rick's best scenes I've ever seen of his character of all time. And that's the part that really, really puzzles me with this episode, because this is one of Rick's best moments, if you ask me. It felt like everything of The Walking Dead was leading up to that moment with Rick's character. But why the frig would you not give Beal more screen time before this scene? Where is his son? We never got any answers on Beal's son. Why does he have connections with Jadis? Why does he have anything like that? There are so many things we still don't know about his character, and we never will know. We'll never get the answers on that, you know? Where the hell's his son? Like, seriously, you should have killed his son in The World Beyond. Easily. You should have killed him, because they didn't even use him here at all. I am utterly disappointed in Major General Beal. I have to be honest. I'm utterly disappointed in that villain. I understand what they're trying to do. You know, Rick and Michonne love each other, and it overcomes all the bad that comes their way, and this freaking ridiculous, which that got a little annoying for me too, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I don't care how much you two love each other. Why the hell is why is Beal just dead like that? Like, I don't know. That left me with a very sour taste in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you. They hyped up Beal's character all these years of the franchise for that. What now? Like, the French people in France? Is that our main threat? Like, I thought this was like endgame stuff for the friggin' franchise. Like, I don't know. We'll talk about it more in videos this week, but because I gotta keep going here, but that was ridiculous. No, that was ridiculous. I did not like that at all. I didn't appreciate that whatsoever. It was disappointing. And Beal overall as a character, I didn't hate him, but I was very underwhelmed. I'll say that. I was very underwhelmed. I feel like they blew a huge chance. I'm not going to lie. So Rick and Michonne are trying to get out. And basically, you've got just the rest. I mean, they blow up the soldiers. They set up the explosives. They blow them up, point blank, just like that. Thorne catches them, realizes Michonne is Rick's love interest. She holds them at gunpoint. You know, they fight off Thorne a little bit, which, again, really exciting scene. They fight off Thorne. I'm pretty sure she's dead, although I don't remember seeing her fully dying, but I'm pretty sure she's dead on screen. And then Rick and Michonne, they live. They take down the CRM together. The power of love brings down the CRM, at least the bad part of it, you know? And you get this narration, which this is a part I really loved, where you find out that, you know, the CRM, the Civic Republic, and all the people can roam free. They're going to take in new people. You can now leave whenever you want. It's a welcoming place with good people, and that's it. That is a phenomenal way to end the CRM. I loved the wrap-up of the CRM. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I loved that by the time Rick ends up with Judith at the end and all that stuff, CRM helicopters are flying over, probably going to go help them out. Full alliance. Everything's good. Everything's going fine. We're not getting CRM versus Commonwealth. I can sure as hell tell you that. And this is what I mean by disappointing, you know? And I understand what early reviewers were saying. It is disappointing in some areas. It is. But I'm happy with where we ended. That's the thing. Like, that's the part that's so weird. It's like, I like where we ended the episode. I really do. I like where the story concluded. I just don't understand why they made this so quick. Like, I don't know. So I guess that's my overall review for the episode, you know? How do I rate this, y'all? Like, how do I, I guess what I'll say, I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. I know that sounds high. Hear me out. I love how it ended still. I do love how it ended. We got the reunion we wanted. I'm still not done. We got Morgan and we got Daryl. There's more of Rick's character. I refuse to believe that's it for him. I love where we ended. Let Andrew Lincoln have, his, time off again. But at one point, I need that Morgan and Rick reunion, and I need that Daryl and Rick reunion, But yeah, 8.5. I can't go higher than that. I'm sorry. It really, really, it just puzzled me. It really puzzled me a lot. I don't know. We'll do more videos coming up soon. That's my thoughts on the finale. Love the reunion with the kids. Love everything about that. I love where CRM ended, and I like that they're letting new people in. It's a nice ending. And that's what I'm saying. I like the episode a lot. I like the standoff with Thorne. I like all that stuff. They took her out. Pretty cool duel there. So, like I said, really good. But that was it with Beal? I don't know. I haven't been lost for words in a long time. But that episode did it. I don't know. But we'll sit on it. You know what I mean? We're going to have a whole bunch of videos coming up this week. So make sure to stay tuned. But anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. That's The Ones Who Live. Again, many more videos to come, so stay tuned. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.